And we are to free agency filings, boys. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Saving Seattle series. I am your manager, host, and YouTube extraordinaire, James Miller Media, coming at you with another installment. And I believe this is almost number 40. I think it's like 37, 38, 39, somewhere in there. Can't believe I've done this for more than 30 episodes, but until we go back to back in the World Series, I'm not quitting. That's right. That's exactly what's going to happen. We're not finishing this until back-to-back World Series or Julio is inducted into the Hall of Fame. One of those two. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this episode while we are looking. So let's look at the news listings, I believe. Yep. And we are going to look at the major awards from this year. Let's go ahead and look at... Here we go. Gold Glove Awards here. We have Chris Sale. Congrats, Chris Sale. Harry Ford gets his first Gold Glove. This one's going to come back to bite me, especially because I think we might be moving on from Cal Riley after his contract, but none of that conversation yet. Lucas Ramirez, absolutely astounding first baseman. Cole Young gets another Gold Glove. That's his third Gold Glove. Royce Lewis gets it at third base. Carson Williams gets it at shortstop. That's a little bit interesting. Roman Anthony gets it in left. Vance Honeycutt gets it in center. And Jason Dominguez gets his first Gold Glove in right field. Love seeing that. So he at least gets some love. Going through it quick, we have Fernando Tatis, Dalton Varsho, Gage Harrelson, who is a free agent. No, not a free agent. Edwin Arroyo, Jesus Made, Daniel Vasquez, Sal Stewart, Patrick Bailey, and Tanner Bybee, all getting Gold Gloves in the National League. Reliever of the year goes to Alex Ortiz, who did phenomenal. Looking at it, pitched 287, 2.5 WAR, whip of .0. Wow. This guy dealt in 60 innings. Yohan Duran in about 60 innings of the same. Yeah, he did good as well. He is a free agent, so we may see if we can go get him. Moises Flores was phenomenal for Minnesota, and David Bednar was the only other guy getting votes. Yeah, looks good. Chris Bailey gets it for the Miami Marlins. There's Jeff Hoffman, Emmanuel Clase, Justin Martinez, Joey Cantillo, Camilo Doval, Derek Smith, and then, of course, the unanimous winner of Chris Bailey. Silver Sluggers, Luis Parabarbi, not even going to try and pronounce his name. He apparently is a catcher, and he got the Gold Glove or the Silver Slugger. Lucas Ramirez, Kyle DeBarge, Darian Soto, Gunnar Henderson, Roman Anthony, Julio Rodriguez getting one for us. I believe that is his 8th Silver Slugger in center field. 8 All-Stars, World Series champion, AL Division MVP, apparently 3 times. Awesome. Oh, I might have spoiled something. Lawrence Butler gets it in right field, and then Cameron Decker gets it for us at DH. 35 home runs, 116 RBIs. 2 WAR purely with the bat is awesome. Platinum stick winners for the NL is Patrick Bailey, Jose Noguera, whatever, Kason Cunningham, Aiden Miller, Leonidas DeVries, Robert Callows, Jackson Merrill, Terry Burgeon, and Kyle Manzardo. Rookie of the Year goes to Dorian Soto with, absolutely earned it. Isaiah Drake, Mike Pearson, Moises Flores, and Rick Bayless, also others receiving votes. First baseman, Rookie of the Year potentially went to Cruz Schoolcraft, Chris Pritchett, Cameron Keshik, Wade Shelley, Nelson Osorio, and Jose Noguera. Jose Noguera looks absolutely awesome. I get Manager of the Year, but who cares? National League goes to Bobby Williams. Yeah, it's just us two. Cy Young goes to Keitel Key with Ricky Tiedemann, Marcelo Harsh, Moises Flores, Luke Pettit, which I think it might be the son of Andy Pettit, but I'm not 100% sure. Chris Sale, Noah Schultz, and Christopher Sanchez. Luis Morales is top in the NL with Gabriel Barbosa, Brandon Nett, Brian Mendoza, Nick Lodolo, Cameron Keshik, and Cole Schoenwetter. But your MVP unanimously dethroning Gunnar Henderson after his 3 kind of on the run, 25, 27, 29. So not an odd year. Julio Rodriguez is able to take it this year. Batted .302. Wow, just absolutely incredible year from Julio Rodriguez. Luis Parabarby, Nick Kurtz, Lucas Ramirez, Anthony Volpe, Roman Anthony, and a bunch of other players here. Jeremy Rodriguez, Kyle DeBarge, Keith Elke, Asbel Gonzalez, Carson Williams, Dorian Soto, Cameron Decker, Jackson Strong, Tyler Soderstrom, Bobby Witt Jr., Logan O'Hoppe, Ricky Tiedemann, and Spencer Jones. So it was Julio who willed us this year. Robert Callas wins a contested MVP over Terry Burden and Jackson Churio and Aiden Miller, and then a bunch of other players. And I'm just going to butcher all of these names. So here you go. Take a picture. Look at it. And we don't need to look at the rest of it. So let's go back to all messages. And let's go ahead and take a peek at the headliners of this year. Jackson Holiday has made it to... Okay. Now, the only reason I want to pick up Jackson Holiday is because we have his brother, Ethan Holiday. And I think that would be interesting. I don't think we could truly afford this. Yeah, we're not going to worry about it. But there's Jordan Walker. He's looking to get absolutely paid. James Wood, we knew was going to get paid. Emmanuel Clase, 25 over the next few years. Jose Tena looks decent. 29 years old, left-handed batter. Yeah, probably a first baseman. No, not a guy who we're going to go get. Mitchell Parker, he wants $16 million, not going to get it from me. Johnny Brito, $21 million, not worth it. Brent Rooker wants to get $21 million, yeah, not happening. Mason Miller only wants $17 million? Is he hurt? 4 months out. If he lingers, we might go for him. Nick Lodolo, he wants $16 million. And then Jackson Holiday, we've already looked at. Let's see if there's any international free agents. Left-handed pitcher, nope. Right-handed, nope. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and offer him a minor league contract. This guy looks good. No, he doesn't. Yeah, no. Yes. 21 million. How old is he? He's 28. He wants 14, 17, 20. We do 3 years. All right. Well, we offered him. We're not going to go after him, though. This guy is a starting pitcher, but we really just don't need pitchers. We don't need pitchers. Don't need pitchers. Okay. Hold up. He's 24 years old. We're going to offer him $250,000 to just come into our minor league system, because if this profile is what I think it is, holy crap, this guy's going to be a good first baseman for us. Could also play outfield, apparently. So, interesting. Going to absolutely kill the ball. So, yeah. Interesting choice. Yeah. So we've already made a couple of free agent signings, well, attempted signings. Mason Miller's there, Carlos, this guy. Brock Stewart looks decent, but he's 39 years old. Jackson Holiday, James Wood, Felix Bautista might be a shout. Johnny Brito, Corbin Carroll's there. Tomo Takashi, no. Yeah, not a lot. There are a lot of guys at the top end of the market, but not a lot of guys who I really want to go after. Also, I want to go after like not wrecked players, you know. Just scrolling through so you guys can see who all's kind of here, who all's there, who all's everywhere. Alec Thomas would be a great guy to just go ahead and grab, put him in AAA. He's gonna be a great backup to Julio Rodriguez. Luis Castillo's there. Yeah, not a lot of guys who we need to go get. If I had a lot of money, this would be the offseason to play with because you got Jordan Walker, you got Jackson Holiday. That's about the two that I would play with. If Jackson Holiday lingers, this contract doesn't look bad. If that turns into a team option, we take $25 million there. Turn that into 22.5. Turn that into 20. We turn that into 18. What does he think of this? He's not far off. So what did that look like? That was $110 million over the next 5 years. He just wants more money, which again, that doesn't look too bad. We'll take this down to 20. We'll put this up at 22.5. Okay, we're not going to be able to get him, but Brooksley is also here. Again, he went kind of nuclear for us. Might have, if he lingers, there's a lot of if they linger. So we're going to be playing the free agent market very closely. Looking at it, we do have 23 pitchers. Again, we're still kind of looking at what to do with some of these guys, which let's go ahead and see what the heck I did to get some of these guys. It is transaction. Let's look at transaction log. Bunch of people became a free agent. Christian Little, yeah. Let's look. So where are we? I want to say it was here. Okay, so we had Connolly early. Well, we traded with the Cubs. Let's look at this trade. This is where I was looking for. Okay, so we traded kind of all of our extra pieces all in one trade. Paul Nance was a throw-in. Marco Reyes was kind of the big piece that they wanted. I didn't see this guy being a long-term asset for us. I don't think he quite has the stuff. He's been in rookie ball over the last couple of years. Sure, he kind of put it together in rookie ball this year. He looks like he's going to start in AAA, but I just don't trust that profile. We traded Bryce Elder because we weren't going to pay him $4 million. We traded away Connolly early because, well, he's a free agent now. So what does he want? Yeah, if he lingers, we might offer him a minor league contract. And then Yuri Perez is who we went out and got. We only have him for the next 2 years, which is really nice. He's a guy who's going to be a bullpen piece for us. Overall, his ratings, he looks like he's really going to be good out of the bullpen. And I think it was going to be for what? Yuri Perez. Yuri Perez, $3.8 million, so $4 million for the next 2 years. That's fine. And then our next trade. Let's go look at the next trade. The next trade that we made was right here. And it was mainly to get Aiden Curry. Aiden Curry looks like he can be a potential good bullpen piece as well. Overall, decent starter. Also got Dax Fulton, who he looks to be a decent depth guy as well. Left-handed pitcher too. And then Amarian Boyd, who is a free agent. I think I messed that one up. we're going to offer him a minor league contract because I did mean to keep him. Or did I trade him later? No, I didn't trade him. And then for that one, we got rid of this random throw-in guy who I was like, this isn't even close to my next best player. He hasn't been able to hit above A ball since 2028. Great catcher, but we had that with Easton Carmichael, and Easton Carmichael didn't fit the bill. Carlos Rodriguez, who he looks decent, I just wasn't willing to pay him $2.2 million. And then Brennan Malone, again, I did not want to pay this guy $1.8 million for below average over the last 2 years for us. So kind of cut bait on him. There's also a couple other guys who I know that we ended up getting as well. Let me see. Might be Brennan Malone. Josh Bell is up in Double-A. Where is it? These two guys. So Fran O'Shell, I went ahead and claimed him off of waivers because he looks like he could be a serviceable guy. I don't know why the whatchamacallits put it on waivers because he still has one more option year. So really good guy to have. And then Bo Walker looks to be a serviceable outfield bat, great personality, could potentially play a little bit of center field. And overall, in his little cup of coffee, he did okay. In AAA over the last couple of years, yeah, he hasn't been a good hitter, but like this is a guy to kind of take a flyer on. He still has 3 option years left, so just another little bit of depth. Made a lot of changes, so yeah, we are in a position where we have 34 guys on the roster, so we can go ahead and make some changes. Paul Skeens is going to be an interesting one. He's still on the trading block. He's a guy I'm thinking about moving on from, but I'm not a motivated mover. I don't have to get rid of him. So overall in the development complex, we have guys who are on track. We have guys frustrated. I was really hoping that one of these two would hit. If Ian Lowry doesn't hit, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but if he does hit, it would be huge. But yeah, I'm going to keep playing the free agent market. The next time you see me is probably going to be during winter meetings, but until then, I'll see you. And the winter meetings have started today. So Jose Ramirez went to the St. Louis Cardinals for $10 million over the next 2 years. Lance Williams, we have signed him to an extension that will kick in next season. So 1.5357 and then capping out at $9 million. So hopefully that ends up looking really good for us. We kind of have a good amount of people under team control. $169 million is all that we're owed right now. Paul Skeens is the big one, which I don't think, we can't trade him around. We can't shop him around. So you guys are seeing me doing this live. This is something that I typically do. And from now, I will be putting on this onto my settings. So I think it's under options. No. Financials. Rules. Allow trading of players. Okay. We're allowing traded players that are injured. So let's go ahead and shop Paul Skeens around. This is going to be interesting because if something happens that I think is going to happen, we're also going to be shopping Joey Ortiz around. So let's shop him around. We're not retaining anything. All right. So Tamar Johnson, Dalton Varsho. Yeah, we kind of to be expected that it's top end of the lineup. Wilfredo Lara could be a shout. But yeah, no, I don't think we are going to trade away Paul Skeens at all. I'd rather have his $39 million and his golden arm on my team than off of it. So let's go ahead and adjust. Paul Skeens is going to be in the rotation, which means Dean Livingston is going to be shopped around. Who else is he going to be shopped around with? Well, there's a little thing in the works right now, and I think we may be moving on from Joey Ortiz. So let's see. We can get James Talon, Jose. Yeah, I'm gonna probably pursue this. I will be again, we can go get Tamar Johnson, who could play shortstop, but probably isn't gonna play shortstop. But yeah, we can go out and get someone to make this team better. I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to start looking around for these trades to see if there's anyone like this Jose Henriquez, which I probably wouldn't do just because he's going to be a left fielder. But James Talon absolutely would upgrade this team. A lefty who has done great over the last 3 years. Still, yeah. In fact, I don't even know why I'm even thinking about it. Maybe even see if we can get... Who's their shortstop? Bryce Terang or Oswald Pereza. Yeah. Cole Carrig could be a super utility guy for us. Hasn't been great. Is there potentially a guy in AAA who'd want to... I mean, Curtis Mead is there, but I wouldn't want to go for Curtis Mead. Let's see. One more look in AA. Yeah, not really looking... Ooh, okay. Ricardo Sanchez is not quite there yet. I was hoping to get a... catcher, shortstop. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. So let's look a little bit now at the prospects. I mean, this isn't a guy we'll be able to get, but would be cool. What is this? Steven Rogers looks pretty good. Captain America. Just as a depth guy. Yeah, so we're going to be trading away Dean Livingston, RIP, our first overall pick that we ever picked in this team. Just hasn't been good. And Joey Ortiz, freeing us up from $8 million because we might be taking a hit here in a second. So, boom. James Talon is going to be a big talent for us pitching-wise. So, James Talon's going to be over here. Probably going to slot in there. What would it cost for us to get a contract extension until he's 28, arbitration next year, buying out 2 years of free agency? He'd want $16 million, but hey, let's see if we can get you down to $13 million for these 2 years. And heck, we'll pay you $500K more. Team option there. And in fact, we're going to stick that out to 6 years. Boom. All right, so 6 years, $56 million in the works for James Talon. Looks absolutely great. Didn't see that he was a 35 starter, so he might end up going to oopsie daisy. Might be another Connolly early situation, but oh well, we'll figure it out later. So yeah, that's kind of it from me right now. And what are they offering you? Yeah, I'm not going to go above 30 million. So now we're going to have to look at some shortstops and see if there's any shortstops available. So I will be right back. Time for the Rule 5 draft. But before we do that, we need to check in on player development in the development lab. Looks like Roberto Caballero is excelling so much that it's making everyone else frustrated. Yeah, that's insane. But it looks like Ian Lowry, Nick Green, Ethan Holiday, Jose Bonilla probably could, Joe Farthing could, but Lomo, yikes, I don't think he's going to make it. And everyone else is close, so we'll just have to see. But I also want to point out something else. I'm just going to go over to this one. Rule 5 eligible players this year, we have a bunch, and they are close. Like, Brad Tucker would not surprise me if he's gone. But he's probably not going to go anywhere. Raul Esteban's hurt. Steven Rogers, yeah, this is a guy I'd like to keep around, but he hasn't pitched above AA. hopefully he doesn't get picked up. So there's a couple of guys who we might lose here, but no one so far who I'd be really upset about. I would be upset about him, but again, minor league free agent signing. I signed him last offseason, but a couple of guys who I did call up. I think they're still in AAA, maybe, yeah. So Ketak Park, I went ahead and threw him on the list because he would have been picked up. Need to get him trained up in both corner outfield slots. He looks like he's already ready to hit left-handed pitchers. So there's that. We were able to pick up Roberto Fernandez. We sent him a $250,000 signing bonus. He is not going to be a second baseman. He needs to get trained up at first base and left field ASAP. Probably a pure DH, but what a fun DH he's going to be. He's going to strike out 1,000,000 times, but anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's see if there's anyone available who makes sense. Is any of these guys mine? Alberto Salazar. Brad Tucker is mine. He's the least developed out of all of these, but Brian Fernandez, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. He's a starting pitcher. Yeah. Any batters available? Josh Proctor. Yeah, if he's available for me, I'm drafting him. Holy crap. Yeah, I'm drafting him if he's available. David Calabrese is there. Noah Wilson. Noah Wilson looks all right. Probably not going to draft him. Josh Proctor played in AAA last year, so I would have absolutely gone after him if he's there. Anyone else? Probably not. May want to pick up a backup shortstop. Travis Bazana's there. That's a great bat that we could potentially go and get. Nathaniel, weird last name. Yeah, he looks good, but enough joshing around. Let's go ahead and skip until my pick. Josh Proctor's there. Ben Williamson. Okay, Ben Williamson, former one of our guys. Never really hit, but he could probably play a heck of a shortstop. So I think that's actually the right choice. Let's go ahead and draft him. Good leadership as well. Let's auto draft until next pick. Scouting director recommends Kevin Picardo. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and pick up Josh Proctor if he's there. So let's go ahead and draft him. We have lost Raul Esteban. Figured that was going to happen, but we could also see him back. And we've lost Steven Rogers, which kind of saw that happening. I think that was a retaliatory pick, but I could also see us getting both of those players back. Any pitchers still available? Devin Miles, not going to be good. Steve Raskin, he looks good, but he hasn't pitched at a high enough level. Alberto Salazar, nope. Brad Tucker, no. Wasn't there a starting pitcher somewhere around here? I don't know. But I don't think we're going to do anything. This guy looks insane. Hold up. That guy looks insane. Pitched really well. Yeah, I'm just going to leave him alone. We're going to skip this pick. Auto draft. Scouting director recommendation says that we should pick up a third baseman. Let's go see who all we could potentially pick up. It wants me to pick up that dude. But, yeah, I mean, he is the highest rated third baseman. He's fragile, so immediately no. Is there another guy who could... Oh, wait, no. Yeah, you know what? Draft him. Just more depth at that position. Any other scouting directors? No. Let's check and see if there's any extra catchers that could potentially do us a solid. Nothing that I'm seeing. This guy is an outfielder. He apparently can catch. No, he can't catch. Yeah, I'm not seeing any good catchers. In fact, let's go ahead and look by position ratings. Fielding at catching. Sebastian. Wait, is this our guy that we just traded? Yeah, this is our guy that we just traded. No, we can't do that. We can't do that. We're not going to do that. We might do it. Rafael Marchand. This guy sounds so familiar. No. Will Barnfield, no. Honestly, no. All right. Autocomplete the draft. We're done. All right, and looking at it, we were able to pick up Ben Williamson, who's going to be potentially in the short running to be our starting shortstop. Tyler Cerny was also picked from the Astros. This is a guy who I would have picked up potentially. Actually, this is a guy I 100% would have picked up if he was available. Looking at it, though, there were a bunch of high-end guys available. David Calabrese ended up going as well. Who else ended up going? Josh Proctor. We picked two guys from the Astros organization. That's funny. And then, of course, they picked up Steven Rogers afterwards just to rub salt in the wound. And then who was the other guy who ended up going? Raul Esteban, which I don't think that he's going to be gone. I think he's going to be returned. And we're at 40 players, so now's the time to see, hey, who all do we need to potentially send down? I'm going to go ahead, waive and designate you. And I think that's really all I'm going to do. I know a bunch of these guys we can just send down directly, so it's not that big of a deal. But that's the only spot that I'm going to open up on the secondary roster, especially because we might be calling up Roberto Fernandez. So we will have to do it eventually. But overall, free agency hasn't really moved around a lot. Yohan Duran is still at the top. Why? Or both of these guys. Oh, don't want to create a note. This guy looks insane. He's not that insane. And then Ray Feliz. No, we're not going to go for him. Ventura, nope. So interesting, to say the least. We do have a contract out for Brooks Lee. As you can see, got better offer, lots of minor league contracts. And then Brooks Lee potentially is going to play third base or shortstop for us. So we'll just have to see what the heck goes on potentially. So Christopher Hernandez, that's a no. Tony Gonzalez, that's a no. We'll discuss it. You're just going to have to give us two much better, like this Toshida Yashada person. And actually, I don't want him. Let's see if they have any interesting prospects in like the mid-40s range. Juan Torres. Yeah, we'll do Juan Torres. Yep. And let's see if they have like Enrique Dominguez. Nope. Ooh, actually, yes. Enrique Dominguez. They really like Enrique Dominguez. Who else? No, let's go back down. Mike Snow. How does Mike Snow look? Mike Snow. Nope. Ron Reese. No. John Young. Borderline starter. Nope. We're not going to do John Young. Octavio Gutierrez. No. David Barry. That's as mid can get. Sure. We're going to complete that trade. That opens up a little bit roster room as well. Down to 38 players. And boom goes the dynamite. Next time you'll see me is going to be at the international free agent signing period. So I'll see you then. I thought I was recording. I apologize for that. We have offered Ivan Bang Armento our full budget because I'm tired of playing around with it. And this is the guy I want. Yeah. BABIP of 70, contact 55, sure, but gap power, like, this is an incredible profile. This is another guy who I was wanting to go for, but I just think that it wasn't as good. Melvin Herrero, this was almost the guy I went for, but again, didn't like the personality at all. Alex Moreno, again, didn't like aspects of the personality, but overall he was decent. Angel, this guy I really wanted to go for, but the infield range let him down, and then also no eye to speak of. He's going to be a Luis Arias type of player. Didn't really see him as a fit. This guy's interesting. Really cool bat. Whatever. Victor is the best pitcher in the thing, but we don't need pitchers. Felix Figueroa, terrible personality, and then there was two other guys. This Manny Pietro. This would have been my backup guy because look at that. That's still a decent bat profile, but we all know it never ends up being like that. And I think that's all we ended up trying to go for. Yeah. All right, so a couple of things. Number one, Brooks Lee is here with us. We can't quit you, bud. We have him for sure for the next year for $25 million, the next 2 years, and then probably going to opt out because we have not this guy. Where is our shortstop? Where's our shortstop? Roberto Caballero, who potentially might be up in AA already this year, which means he's going to be up in AAA next year, which means he might be debuting for us. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see what he can do. Also, we were able to sign Roberto Fernandez. Cool profile. Probably not going to be anything except first baseman for us. Potentially could be an outfielder, so we're going to train him up there, but probably a DH. Keatak Park might end up being in the outfield for us here. We're going to train him up in both corners. If this bat comes to fruition, he will take the place of Jason Dominguez. Overall, we're in a place right now that we have all the pitching in the world and none of the hitting in the world. So hopefully we can figure some stuff out. Salary-wise, let's go to salaries. We're at $168 million, $154 million, $146 million, $149 million over the next few years. So in 2034, that's when Julio Rodriguez comes off the books. That's when Brooks Lee would be at his most expensive. That's when Trey Morgan apparently is going to be at his most expensive. But Cal Riley's going to come off the books at the end of this year. I think he's going to be gone after this year. Maybe midway through the year we figure something out, but ultimately he may be gone. We may be saying goodbye to him. But if we don't have a catcher waiting in the wings, then absolutely we are going to be keeping him around. So far, we don't know what's going to happen, but let's hope that we go ahead and get that guy for us, please. Oh, Hall of Fame voting. Justin Verlander first year, Max Scherzer first year, absolutely deserved. Jimmy Rollins probably not going to get in. Buster Posey there, a couple first year guys. Yeah, none of those guys. That's the Hall of Really Good. Felix Hernandez did not get into the Hall of Fame. However, I do think potentially he should be retired. You guys let me know. I'll read the comments. If it's something that you guys think he should have that jersey number retired, which I don't think anyone even is using that jersey. Let's look. No one's using it there, and no one's using it there. So maybe we go ahead and retire it. And you know what? We are going to go ahead and retire it. And we're going to enter the description here. Just give me 2 seconds. This was necessary for the lore. So as you can see, we have Edgar Martinez, George Ken Griffey Jr., and now we have Felix Hernandez and Ichiro Suzuki. So let's take a second to recognize how good these players were. Felix Hernandez spent his entire 15-year career with the Seattle Mariners as a starting pitcher. Hernandez pitched to an ERA of 3.42 for his career with 169 wins and 2,524 strikeouts. He made 6 All-Star games, 2 ERA titles, and a Cy Young Award. Though he is not in the Hall of Fame, Felix is the best pitcher in Seattle Mariners franchise history. So, a little bit of bad Bad typing there by myself, but hey, I'll take it. Ichiro Suzuki, born 1973, played 14 of his 28 professional seasons with the Seattle Mariners as a right fielder. In his 19 seasons as an MLB player, Ichiro batted .311 with 3,089 hits and 1,420 runs scored. The 10-time All-Star, 10-time Gold Glover, and Rookie of the Year was known for his consistent bat and defense. In 2004, Ichiro set a single-season hit record of 262. Ichiro was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2025. So now no one will be able to wear Felix Hernandez or vice versa, Ichiro's jersey anymore. So pretty happy with that. As we looked at the Hall of Fame voting results, thank you, Felix Hernandez, not getting in, for reminding me, hey, probably, yeah. Looking at it, opted out of the 2020 season and then tried to play in the minor leagues, but never could really get up. But anyways, we are going to go ahead and continue real quick. Hopefully, yes, we got ourselves Ivan Artemedo. That's OSA. Let's request a scouting report on him. He looks like he's going to be able to hit the ball a country mile. I love it. And at this point, we're just going to go ahead and zoom towards spring training and see what our dev lab results look like. This year, I'm not going to make the mistake of not training up people at different positions, stuff like that. I'm not going to accidentally click forward one day. We are going to go ahead and make sure that we're taken care of, that we are constantly developing stuff. Looks like Cal Riley is starting to regress. Ew. Yeah, he wants short contracts. We're gonna I don't know. We're gonna see if we can figure something out with him, because I don't want him to go anywhere. I'd love to make him a lifer, but he's just not gonna be good enough. I'm worried about. Let's go ahead and go to spring training. Let's make sure we are taking care of business. Yeah, at this point, spring training begins. And Ivan Armoretto is already in single A. That's awesome to see. Let's go ahead, and this is something I'm just going to do here because I don't really care. Jose Bonilla is almost there. Roberto Caraballo is almost there. Yeah, look at how close our prospects are. We got a bunch of guys. And in fact, I am going to have Josh Bell come up. What do you mean? Jeter Martinez, maybe. You know what? We're going to have Juan Torres not be there, and we're going to have Josh Bell come in. Pitching-wise, we got 6-man rotation. We're going to go strict order. And we're going to start with Paul Skeens, obviously. Jesus Luzardo is not going to be a pitcher for us. Aiden Curry is not going to be a starting pitcher for us. Where are they? We're going to have Lance Williams be a pitcher for us. And we're going to wait to see, hey, is this guy a guy who we want to have a starting pitcher for us? Yuri Perez maybe. But we need to see how Ian Lowry and Nick Green's stuff go. So let's just advance one more day. No improvement for Nick Green. Dang. No improvement for Ian Lowry. Dang. Ethan Holiday, no improvement. Jose Bonilla, no improvement. Robert Caraballo, 5+ in power. Hopefully that can be something. Joe Farthing, hey, increased control. That's going to be nice for him. But not what we were wanting. No improvement and no improvement. So let's go ahead real quick. Go to the development lab. Let's see who all we have. Keetuck Park. Yeah, that's fine. I wanted Roberto Fernandez. I want him to improve infield defense, because why not? Who else? Keetuck Park. I don't know. Ivan Armedo. Let's throw Ivan in there. Let's improve outfield defense. Daniel Rodriguez. Let's throw him in there. Let's improve outfield defense. Roberto Fernandez already there. Roberto Caraballo. I mean, might as well improve infield defense. Ricky Miranda. He looks like he's going to be good. Ricky Miranda. Let's go ahead and improve outfield defense. Jose Bonilla. Let's go ahead and improve that infield defense. We got 2 more guys. I think we're going to look for guys already on the roster here. Let's look at maybe Cole Young. Let's see if we can get Cole Young to improve infield defense. And John Garden. Let's go John Garden to improve defense at catcher. Because if he can improve his defense at catcher, then he's the obvious heir apparent. Sorry if you can hear that in the background. So, yeah. Again, sorry if you can hear that in the background. That's very annoying. But yeah, no, now that we have to look at our pitching, who's going to be the next guy up? Is it Yuri Perez? I don't think so. Do we just send it with Nick Green? Do we just send it with Nick Little or Christian Little? No. Jeter Martinez, no. No. Do we send it with Jack Leiter? We send it with Jack. Let's just go with Aiden Curry. Let's just go with Aiden Curry. And ask for bullpen. All right. We are into the dog days. We just started spring training. I will see you guys here in less than a minute. We have Mike Russell. He is on the injured list. He's still got 4 months. Jeremiah Estrada's out 8 weeks. So we'll just have to see them when we see them. Yeah, overall, I'll see you when I see you. And we are back, and we inherently have a worse team than we did last year, in my opinion, but I think we're going to be okay. So we have Cal Riley catching. He's materialistically taken a large step back. I mean, he's a catcher. He's 34 years old. Probably not going to see too many more years just in general into his career. He already has a 10-year career, almost up to 300 home runs. Don't think that he's going to be an all-time great, but it's great to have him while we can. Julio Rodriguez. Okay, so Cole Young's leading off. Julio's batting second. Cameron Decker batting third. Cal Riley fourth. Jason Dominguez needing a big step up from you this year. Ethan Holiday, Trey Morgan, Brooks Lee, and Chandler Simpson. Ben Williamson's going to come in and play shortstop versus left-handed guys. Brooks Lee's going to slot over to first base. And then Bo Walker's going to play left field versus left-handed pitching because this guy looks like he's going to be pretty decent. So interesting to see what comes of him. Overall, pitching-wise, Paul Skeens, Lance Williams, James Talon, J.R. Ritchie, and Patrick Forbes. Nestor Cafe is going to be our closer. Devin Williams, Ian Lowry, Zhao, Nick Green, Christian Little, Yuri Perez, Jesus Luzardo, Josh Hader. Looking at our DFA, we have Dax Fulton, Jack Leiter, and Fran O'Shell all being optioned. Let's go ahead and also look at our minor leagues. Right now, just telling you, Kitak Park just needs a little bit more development. He's almost there, but he just, if we look at his batting splits in spring training, just couldn't hang with the big guys. So I want to see a little bit more development from him. We have Javier Ruiz, who's right here. Scouting discovery. I don't know when he was a scouting discovery, but he's he's 19 years old and in AAA. Damian DeMauro, Jared Herzog. We got a lot of guys right here. Adrian Curry decided to option him down. He didn't look that good. And then Yeri Perez, we're going to let him get some starting reps down in AAA just because he was a little bit overmatched in major leagues. But, hey, we're going to see if he can get anything going down here. Rich Hernandez is still here. Merrick Houston's still here. Ethan Moore's still here. Looking at it as well, Roberto Caraballo is right here in AA. Hopefully he can be up sooner rather than later. Jose Bonilla is going to start in A-ball. Hopefully he continues to develop very well. Colin Janke, Chad Owl, Pete Henning here. Lots of good guys there. And then looking here, we got Ivan Armento. We have Daniel Rodriguez here as well. Roman Carbajal, who looks like he's going to be very decent. But none of that matters if... Oh, Josh Bell also down for a while. If we don't do anything with it. So let's go ahead and jump into fake opening day to see how we're going to do potentially Unreal opening day. So we got another guy, Antonio Rangel. Season expectation. Hope the offseason we should at least reach the playoffs. Absolutely. Roberto Fernandez just increased all of his stuff, so that's cool. 24-year-old looks like, and this is a guy who I really wanted to keep up, but if you look at his splits in spring training, batted 237, 356 OBP, but apparently was only able to hit one home run and 38 at-bats. So I want to see a little bit of time down for him. No improvement for Armedo. Improvement for Daniel Rodriguez, which that's awesome. Love to see that. No improvement by Caraballo. No improvement for the rest of them. But let's go ahead and see the top prospects report. And let's see who all we have. So we have Roberto Caraballo, Jose Bonilla, and Daniel Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez being a 2030 international free agent guy. Jose Bonilla was an international free agent guy as well. And then Caraballo was a draft pick. So let's hope that he nails it, because look at that shortstop. If this batting profile was here today, I'd be happy with it. But let's hope he can continue to progress. Pitching-wise as well, we don't have anyone. That's actually shocking, especially considering who our prospects are. So I guess there's better pitching prospects. Top minor league systems. We are apparently... I do not see us. I'm blind. Give me a second. We are 13th. We have 3 in the top 50, basically. But if we actually go to our prospects reports, which... Is it player developmental report? No, that's not what I wanted to see. I know there's a prospect report. Or actually, I think I just need to go to player development, look at our prospects. Yeah, 104, 106, 125, 145, 150, 153, 200. And then we have a bunch of other good players as well. So looking at that, we have Antonio Venegas, who looks like he's going to be a very decent first baseman. Jared Herzog, who looks like he's going to be a very decent pitcher, up potentially this year. Going from rookie ball to AAA, Pebbly Jack, let's see what you can do. Damian DeMiro, he will be up sometime this year, most likely. If not, he's going to be traded. He did great in the draft league. He did decent in the last 2 years. So hopefully he's a guy who can do some decent damage. Robin, this guy needs to be up higher. Alberto Pena, and then Ketek Park. So yeah, hopefully we can put some stuff together. But this is my favorite time of year. My most preseason predictions. 86 and 76. Okay, so a little bit of a regression from last year, but this is a much more competitive American League. Look at the AL East. Every single one of those teams had 86 to 83 wins. So the AL East is within 3 games of each other. That's awesome. Looking like we're going to have the best pitching staff in baseball. 628 runs against, 156 strikeouts. That's awesome. Paul Skeens is in the top of the rotation. That's great to see. No batters, which is a little bit concerning. We're only going to score 656 runs. Not a lot of average. Not a lot of home runs. A lot of stolen bases. So hopefully we figure something out. Yeah, this lineup is definitely a step back from years past. It looks like all of our main players are going to be taking a step backwards. So hopefully that's not the case. In the NL East, the Chicago Cubs are looking good. The Cincinnati Reds apparently are showing some cracks. Just Cologne is the only guy from Cincinnati over there who looks like he's going to be putting together an insane Rolodex and an insane, I want to say pedigree, but that's not it. An insane resume. That's the word I'm looking for. Jared Cerna apparently is going to go off. Oh, that's not who I was thinking who that was. Jordan Walker. Yeah, if we would have retained him, it would have been nice right now. But let's be honest. That's not who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking James Wood. Corbin Carroll apparently is going to have himself a good year. So good on you, bud. Hopefully you do have a good year. And hopefully we are able to turn around and hit some balls and do some things and win some games. But we'll just have to see. With all that being said, I will see you guys next time. Take care, and thank you for watching.